Hello everyone, today I'm going to be showing you how to create an email sender using basic built-in features with Windows 10 and 11 PowerShell commands. So let's get into the video. Alright, so the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to create an Outlook account if you don't have one already. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to go create Outlook account. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to click Microsoft account. And here what I want to do is I'm going to want to create an account. So this one I'm just going to do get a new email address. You want it to be outlook.com because we're going to be using the Outlook SMTP server, so make it at outlook.com. Okay, so the email I chose is just going to be randomguy180380. It's just like a random email account. You don't really have to have anything specific. If you want to use your own email, you can. You're going to need the password for this account for this emailer to work because you need credentials. But for this, I'm just going to create a random account, and I'm going to click next. And right here it's going to say create a password. And I'm just going to show the password so I know what it is. And I'm just going to be like random dude 150. Of course I'm going to delete this account afterwards. So then I'm just going to click next. And it's going to say what's my name. I'm just going to be like random dude. And it's just going to ask you a bunch of questions. I'm going to speed this up. So yeah. Alright, so now here I am at just the privacy notice. I'm just going to click continue. And this is my new account. I'm just going to click no because this is obviously not an actual useful account. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to click no. And then you're going to be taken to this page, the Microsoft account home. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to go to my email. So what I can do is go to outlook.com. And it's going to give me this login page, or actually redirected to the Outlook page. Okay, so now it looks like I'm in my email. As you can see, there's nothing here yet. It's just a bunch of random, this is an ad, like Outlook team, welcome to your new Outlook thing. But this is just my basic empty inbox, right? But what I'm going to want to do is I'm going to want to actually send an email, which is going to require some PowerShell script code. So what we're going to need to do for that is we're just going to go to PowerShell in our search bar, search PowerShell, and it's going to come up with this Windows PowerShell app, and you just want to click it. No need to run an administrator or anything like that. And yeah, once you have your PowerShell script window open here, we can actually start coding the script. It looks like just a basic command prompt, but it has some other features. So let's get right into it. Okay, so the first thing we're going to want to do, I'm going to comment this. Everything that's with a hashtag, you don't need to comment. I mean, you don't need to put the hashtag lines because that's just a comment. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do define credentials. And then you're going to click enter and shift. You don't want to enter the code. And the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to do $ username. And this is going to be equal to your username. And what this is just going to be your email username. So actually I'm just going to change this to my email that I just created, which is random. Actually I copied it so I can just do this. randomguy180380. And I did at outlook.com. So this is going to be whatever the address that you're sending from is going to be, whichever address you're logging into in this PowerShell script. You're going to want to make it something like you just want to put whatever you're trying to send the email from, not the person you're trying to send it to. Just want to make that clear. And then after that, you can just click quotation mark, and you can click shift enter again. And if you accidentally click enter, just restart the PowerShell and re-enter the code. And then you can just do $password equals and this one is your password to this account that we specified right here. And my password was random dude, and it was 150. And then all you're gonna need to do is press another quotation mark. And what we can do here is we can click Shift Enter yet again. We're gonna be doing this quite a lot, so probably get in the habit of doing it after a while. And the next thing you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to do $. And you're just going to call this secure password. And right here we can do equals, and we can do convert to, and script secure string, secure string, and right here we can do $, password, and right here we can do dash, we can do as plain text, and the next thing we're going to do is we're going to do space dash force. And what this is doing is it's just going to convert the password into a secure string, and it's going to put the string as password, and it's going to export it as plain text. And the next thing we're going to do is Shift Enter, and we're going to do $credential equals new object, and you want to make sure that all the casing is good here, otherwise it might not work. So and we can do new object system.management.automation.ps credential argument list, and we can put right here we can do username, and we can do secure password. And what this is doing is it's creating the credentials for us, and it's doing a new object, which is the PowerShell credentials, and it's creating an argument list with the username that we specified here and the secure password that's now as plain text, and it's secure, as we converted it to a secure string earlier. And then we can do Shift Enter. And if you want, you can always make this full screen so you have a better view of it. That's what I'm going to do. And next, I'm just going to click Shift Enter again to make it look kind of like nice code. What we're going to do here is I'm just going to do another comment. I'm just going to call this HTML body content. Now, this is optional. I may create a sequel to this showing you how to not use HTML. It's simpler if you don't use HTML, but this one I thought I'd show you because adding HTML to emails is pretty cool. And it's just another feature that most emails sent by like computers and stuff have, and I just kind of want to show you how they do it. And then and you're going to want to click Shift Enter, and right here we're just going to do $HTML body equals, and we can do @ and then a quote, and inside here we're just going to have our HTML. So right here I'm just going to do HTML, and then I'm going to do head, and I'm just going to do blah blah blah. Nah, I'm just not going to put that there. I'm not going to have a head at all. I'm just going to put this like, hello, this is the HTML. And I'm just going to close out the HTML. I'm not going to spend too much time on this because you can go and enter HTML. I have a tutorial on that if you want to go look at that. The next thing you want to do is you're going to want to click Shift Enter after you're done with your HTML content. And we're just going to click, and then we're going to do a comment that says send email. And below that, Shift Enter. We're going to do $params, and you can probably see by now that all the variables start with a $. So you can kind of see a pattern in the PowerShell script. And then we're going to do @params for parameters, and we're going to do equals @, and we're going to do an opening bracket, and we're going to do enter, and it's going to say to, and right here we're just going to do email, our email right here, and this is actually going to be for me. I'm just going to send it to myself because I don't know what else to send it to. You can send it to any email you want. I'm just going to send it to myself so I can see it pretty easily. I'm just going to do 180-380, random guy, best account ever. Oh, and then I did the quotation marks wrong. Okay, and then you can click Shift Enter again. And right here it's going to be from, and this one's the same exact credentials that you put up here, so it's just going to be this exact email. Obviously, you don't have to put in these exact emails that I'm putting here. These emails are all going to be based on what you have selected. So this one's going to just be random guy 180380 at outlook.com. And next we're going to click shift enter, and we're just going to go a space in, and we're going to do, this time we're going to do subject, and this is your subject of your email. So if you get an email that says the subject and then below that it has the content, this is just going to be the subject, and I'm just going to say alert, random guy has messaged you. And this might go in the spam if Outlook or any other service notices that it says like alert, oh my gosh, and it's like spam. It's probably going to be put in the spam folder respectively. And I'm just going to call this alert, random guy has messaged you. And then next I'm just going to do, right here I'm just going to do body. And this is going to be the HTML body, that variable that we had before. And we can just do shift enter space. Remember, this one's going to be body as HTML, and this one's going to be true. So if this just means that the HTML body is going to actually contain HTML, so it doesn't just show this as text, it shows it as the actual HTML within it. So you want to make sure you have this, and the next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to do shift enter, and you're going to do credential. And right here we're going to do equals, and right here we're going to put our credential variable, like that. And next we're going to do shift enter space, and this one's going to be the SMTP server, which is the server that sends the email for you. And this one's just going to be called smtp.outlook.com. This is the SMTP server for Outlook, and the reason why I told you to get outlook.com before up here for your email is because if you don't have an Outlook account, the SMTP Outlook server will probably not help you with that, and it will not send your email for you because it's trying to get the password from like a Gmail account, and Outlook doesn't have access to the Gmail database, so how would it be able to get that? So you're gonna get an error if you're trying to use a Gmail account with an Outlook service or a Microsoft service. And then after that you can just click enter, shift enter, sorry, space, and we can do port, and this one's going to equal 587. This is the port for your email. It's basically just going to be what port it's sent on. Pretty simple. And then you can click shift enter space, and right here we're going to do use SSL equals true, and then after that we can just close our brackets right there. And then we can go down 2 spaces by pressing shift enter, and we can do send mail message at params. Okay, so now that we have this is all we need for the code actually. Pretty simple, and this is built-in PowerShell Windows, so it's built into your system already, so let's give it a shot. So after that you want to click real enter, no shift enter, and it should come up with this. Right here, it's just going to come up and it's going to say, see users ThomasB12, or whatever your username is. For me, it's ThomasB12. But what I'm going to do is, and that just means that it's done. So you're not going to get a return message saying email sent or something like that. But that just means that it's done. And as we can see in our inbox, it says random guy 180380 at outlook.com. And it says alert, random guy has ... because it's too long. And it says random guy 180380 at outlook.com. Hello, this is the HTML. And if we go to sent items, we can see that it sent it for us. And we actually didn't even have to do anything within this page. So this could be used for spam. I highly advise that you do not do this because you're probably going to get banned from Outlook. But this is used for like automating computer messages. This is basically how they do it, just not with PowerShell script. But this is basically how they do it. This is how you can do it with your PowerShell. And that's all the code you need. So I hope you found this video helpful. See you soon. ThomasB12 out.